It's a conflict that's created hardship and displaced millions. But what should happen to the innocent victims? The UKIP leader, Nigel Farage, such a strong advocate of reducing the number of economic migrants entering Britain, says in this case we need to be more generous.
I think refugees are a very different thing to economic migration, and I think this country should honour the spirit of the 1951 Declaration on Refugee Status that was agreed. And I think actually there is a responsibility on all of us in the Free West to try and help some of those people fleeing Syria, literally in fear of their lives.
The United Nations is calling for a global effort to help those struggling in Syria. The UN wants richer countries to take in a total of 30,000 refugees. Germany's offered to accept 10,000 people. France is taking 500. In contrast, 18 EU countries, including the UK, are refusing to take any. But the UK is the most generous cash donor, pledging more than £500 million in aid. The Prime Minister has visited refugee camps in Jordan to see some of the suffering for himself. Labour says it would allow around 500 people to enter Britain, and some Conservative backbenchers are urging the government to soften its line.
Well, I think the government will eventually change its mind. Britain is an open and tolerant society. Clearly, we can't take all the refugees from Syria, but I think we should abide by our international commitments and take some. That may be 1,000, 2,000.
There's no sign of that changing yet, despite the increasing pressure. But the government's more worried about immigration of a different kind. Restrictions on workers from Romania and Bulgaria will be lifted on Wednesday, and ministers don't know how many will come. Arif Ansari, BBC News.